Did Nintendo accidentally leak a big new Switch game over the weekend? Or not? Do we now know what the makers of Celeste are working on next for Switch? Or not? And is Zelda Twilight Princess running on an Xbox Series X? Or not? It's a very freaky, mysterious episode of Good Morning Mario, and the perfect way to kickstart your week. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Hope you all had a wondrous weekend and are ready for a weird, wacky Monday with me. Nintendo, you're the cause of it, okay? All of your mysteriousness, all of your confusion, this big shroud of mist that you have put up between us and the holiday gaming season is causing everyone to go a bit mad. We're going a bit crazy, and there's been a lot of deep digging, sleuthing, and sneaky rumors and leaks that have happened, and one dropped over the weekend that has me so excited, but then I worry that I'm insane. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I love you a lot. Smash that like button and let me know in the comments down below if you think this means something or not. But before we get to that big juicy one, let me tell you about this new game called Everblade. And the reason I'm kind of out of sorts about it is because we know nothing about it. I saw the news this morning that Extremely OK Games, formerly Matt Makes Games, the makers of Celeste and Towerfall, have announced their new project. It is an image of a forest, a mystical tree, somewhere where fairies would play, a grotto for you and your kids. I don't quite know, but I do know that this game is not coming out for years. And they made an announcement of a title that is a 2D explore action game in a seamless pixel art world, which sounds a lot like Celeste, although that would be categorized as a pixel platformer, Towerfall, a multiplayer pixel battler. This is an explore action game, which sounds like a sexy genre, but they do say it's coming 20XX. So either Mega Man is becoming reality or this game is a long ways away. And it's a bit quizzical why you would announce something without anything to show for it, and they said they're gonna keep things very under wraps and not let us know more until they can really let us know more. So basically we know nothing, except that they are working on another game and it'll probably be out in sometime in the next decade. Nonetheless, sign me up. I love what they do. One of the best indie studios on the planet. Now, Zelda Xbox. This is something that a very well-meaning but very wild in the head mom calls GameStop and says, hey, I want the new Princess Zelda game for my Xbox. And they're like, honey, what the heck are you talking about? Now, apparently, the rumor that Nintendo and Microsoft are in cahoots again is getting to some people's heads. If you recall last week, I told you about how Jeff Grubb from VentureBeat said, hey, everything on Phil Spencer's shelf means something, even the Switch. And then other people were saying, oh my gosh, cat's out of the bag, new info on a Microsoft-Nintendo partnership of some sort coming this fall. So we began to speculate, is it Game Pass? Is it cloud-based stuff? Is it another game? And Twitter user Grimsim took it a step further and found a way to get Zelda Twilight Princess running on an Xbox Series X. The true meaning of next gen is taking games from 3 gens ago and putting them on the current platforms. I mean, that is more true than I would like it to be, but this is true and also false. It's just emulation. There's no way in heck that Zelda is ever on Xbox. I see some people like dream about Nintendo going third party. No, it's not gonna happen. And also I would hate that. So I'm glad that this is just emulation, but it's still kind of cool to see like Link rolling around on Epona while using an Xbox controller on a 4K system. It gives you, you know, little tingly feelings. You can hear Navi in the background saying, hey, listen, one day maybe Nintendo will have a 4K system and one day maybe a Zelda game will look absolutely jaw-dropping gorgeous, and then you remember that Breath of the Wild looks also amazing in its own way, because sometimes art direction means more than pure pixel power. But I thought this video was super interesting, so I wanted to bring it to your attention. Okay, now let's talk about this leak. So over the weekend, people desperate for Nintendo news, since Nintendo, like they did in Indie World, but we still have no idea about, is the Pro real? When's Breath of the Wild 2? Are any of these rumored games coming? And one of those titles is a new Donkey Kong title. Now, word on the street is that EPD8, which is the 3D Mario studio, is hard at work on a new Donkey Kong title that continues the Country franchise, brings it back to its roots, but does some new things. And that would be super exciting, but right now, it's just smoke. It's just dust in the wind and what some leakers say on Reset Era. But we've got some interesting details here, and it's hard for me to even reveal this with a straight face because people figured out on Nintendo's Japanese website that Diddy Kong got a makeover. Now that might sound absolutely ridiculous. How does this connect to a new Switch game? But it is curious. Bear with me. Diddy Kong has fur. And the most recent render on Nintendo of Japan is the Mario Party DS render, where he has very flat fur. Like this guy just got out of a bath and it's 51% dry. But apparently over the weekend, they gave Diddy Kong a full-on blowout. And the dude is sporting very modern, very pretty, and very puffed fur. It's the same pose, but a much improved render, and that begs the question, why? Why is Diddy Kong being updated? Now, there are a few trains of thought here, the most popular being that they are prepping for a new Donkey Kong game where Diddy is gonna be looking lavish. Would they update the render to get the ball rolling for a potential new game? Or is this a hint that there is a new Mario Party title? Now, it's less rumored than DK, but Mario Party 2, Super Mario Party 2, would fit sometime this year. It's been enough time since the original, and that game sold incredibly well. Plus, there is so much room to improve on those very basic boards and that very below average online. So maybe they are just prepping for Diddy to return with the dice. Or maybe they're not prepping anything at all and they just felt like updating, but it is strange, I'll be honest with you. Despite all this kookiness as we wait for Nintendo's E3 plans, why did Diddy Kong get a makeover? And I have to believe it's for some reason, I just won't pretend to know which. I think it could easily be for Mario Kart, for Mario Party, or for a DK. It seems odd that they would go in and update Diddy Kong just because they felt like it. I don't think anyone at Nintendo was tasked with making a prettier Diddy for no reason and posting it on a weekend for no reason. There is something here. But it's a little crazy that we're getting this down and dirty to try and suss out what Nintendo is working on. I would be ecstatic for a new Donkey Kong, a little less ecstatic for a Mario Party, but I think if they did it right and made improvements, that could be really exciting, and it's a chance for Nintendo to bring that franchise really into the forefront. If we're not gonna get a new Mario Kart, or we're not gonna get a new big multiplayer title, an online Mario Party that does it right, has bigger, better boards, it could be the hit of the fall. It could be a great way to spend the holiday season with your family and friends, and the first one sold what, nearly 15 million copies? That is nothing to shrug off, and Nintendo knows it. They're smart, they're sales oriented, and I could surely see Diddy Kong returning in a variety of ways. What it has come to though is our poll. And today I asked you, do you think Nintendo will have another presentation, even a small one, before E3 in June? And it was very, very split. 57% said nope, and me and the other 43% said yes. Now I don't think we're gonna get anything major. Nintendo is almost assuredly saving all of their aces for their summer sleeves, but I could see a new Direct Mini or even a Direct that centers around some of the upcoming games. Things like Skyward Sword, if that doesn't need to be shown off at E3, or more probably, Mario Golf. I think some sort of presentation detailing why that game is worth $60, maybe even a demo like we've seen with some past sports titles, would make a lot of sense. Or maybe it's just an overview trailer on Twitter, but kind of with a couple other things, so it feels like a mini Twitter presentation. Or it's a Direct Mini highlighting some of the third-party things we've heard lately, the leaks from Bandai Namco and the new Monkey Ball game and Ace Attorney title. There's a lot of things kind of up in the air right now that I wonder if they will get shown off before the huge E3 season. It feels like there's enough space for that. So I am expecting and anticipating something like minor to medium, nothing major. I don't think we get any huge announcements, but I could see them fleshing out some of their already existing plans. But I want to hear from all of you. Is this Nintendo unknown driving you crazy? And what do you think about the stories we discussed today? Make sure to check back this evening on the community tab for our poll, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for another episode of GMM. Thank you for your support. I love you guys a lot. Hope your week is starting off well. Be your best self. Even if you feel tired, even if other people don't deserve it, be your best self. I promise it's rewarding, and I will see you soon. Until that time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay smart out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.